Good morning, coders. All right, so for today we'll be looking at ballerina dancing, creating a simple dance game. Two projects we're looking at: between ballerina dancing and dinosaur jumping. You press the button, the dinosaur jump, and comes back, comes down. Then the enemy passes, but if the enemy touches the dinosaur, you lose the game. So we're able to creating that concept. Let's understand our programming very well. So let's start with our Ballerina dancing. First, we are going to change our background. Let's change our background to indoors rather, and then let's look for concert. Can use this concert or use another. Let's use the stage here. So I pick the stage. Perfect. Then I come to my uh, sprite library. I come to my sprite library, and I pick my ballerina. Now I do the cat. I don't need the cat. I don't need the cat. So what I'll do now, I need this ballerina to dance. So what I'll just start, of course, you know that your starting commands is an event block. So I come to my event block and say when flag click. Okay, instead of using when flag click, let me use when this sprite click. Whenever I click on the ballerina, you start to dance. So I'll drop my ballerina on the ground. Let her stand on the floor. Alright, anywhere at all. Stand on the floor. So I go to my control. I'll just give it a forever looping power. So I'll give it a forever looping power. I'll go to my motion. Then I'll say move. Move 10 steps. This 10 steps is too fast because it's moving very fast. So let me reduce the 10 steps to about 4 steps. So now, since it gets to be moving, when it's moving, it's changing the body pattern. When movement is being done, it's changing the body pattern because the legs are being raised up, down. So there's a change in the body, and even when you're dancing too, your body pattern swings from one position to another. So if the body pattern is moving from one position to another, that means the body is changing. So you want to give a changing power so that the body can change. So we are kind of going to looks that controls the appearance, and we are going to give it a next costume. Then we come back to our motion. In this motion now, I will scroll down. There's something I'm looking for. I'm going to look at set rotation style. Look at it here. And I'll put it here. Sorry, set rotation style right there. So I scroll down a little more. See my set rotation style. Left to right. And so if an edge bounce. Now look at this now. If what happened, I thought this. You see that? That's too fast. So let's change to 1. It's still very fast. So what we're going to do is simple. We are going to add a control. Let's control it with the waiting. Let's ask it after movement, after 1 second movement, it should wait for like 0.6 seconds. Let's see what happens. That's too slow. See now, 0.1. Now look at what happened. If I change it to from this rotation style, if I set it to all round, look at what will happen. See, as it gets to the end, to come backward normal, look at what will happen. Do you see that? And my motion, let me increase it. See what is happening. So it's very wrong. It's not the best option to use. Even if you say don't rotate it, I mean it's not rotate at all. So the best option to use is left to right. So I'm going to set my direction here back to 90. Now, if I want to add a sound, actually, okay, let's add a sound before going to the next project. So I can come back to my event and said when this right click, let me still use the same starter. When this right click, I said I can save, come back to my control and say forever. I can actually do the same, write the same instruction into the same block, but I want to make it a little bit a different instruction. So I'm going to do this, say forever, and I will say the sounds. In my sound, I can just say play sound. So let me just go to my sound library first, and if I play this sound, there's on the sound I needed. So I'll come to my sound library, look at my sound library, then I'll play with my sounds. All these sounds are good, but I need a looping sound, so I'll go to loops. But looping sounds play longer than any other sounds, so I'll just come to loops. Is that is okay? This one is okay. These are quite good sounds. These are quite good sounds. See all these sounds, they are good enough to use. They are good for ballerina dance. So let's bring this dance chill. Let's go back to our codes and let's have a play dance. Let's dance chill until dawn. So let's stop this and then do this. So practice this. Alright? That's okay. That's okay. So we are going to go to the next project, right? immediately. Going to work on the. Let's pick our background also. Let's use a ground or dinosaur jumping. Any ground can be used, but let's use. I need a background that. Okay, let's use this beach reel. So I'm going to go to my sprite library, and I'm going to come to my fantasy. Where's where I have my wand. So I pick my wand. Now I still come back to my. I come to animals, and I pick my dinosaur. Pick this dinosaur 4. All right. So I pick my dinosaur 4 and drop here. Let me reduce the size. For the wand, use my size to 70. And drop it on the ground. And for the dinosaur, I use my size to 40 and then drop it on the ground. Alright. So the next I will come to the dinosaur costume and then I will delete this tail. I don't need the tail. I need it to have a free jump and free landing so that the tail will not touch. Let's come here to delete the tail here. Let's come back here. Delete the tail here. Let's come here. Delete this tail. Alright. So let's go back to our code and let's code the dinosaur to jump. So we are going to, instead of for the dinosaur to go to code the dinosaur to jump, what you're going to do is you're going to use when this flat click. Actually, you can use anyone like you've seen the first page. You can use one flat click. You can use any of the command. Just understand what your command says. Just understand what your command says. For example, I can choose to use when spacebar key press. Whenever you press your spacebar, the game starts to play. So when it happens, what should happen? I need the dinosaur to jump up, and because anything that goes up must come down, the law of gravity. Anything that goes up must come down. So I will give it the law of gravity so it can jump up and still come down. So first of all, I will come to my motion, and then I will look for my glide. See, glide 1 second 2. So I will give it this gliding effect. But first, before I glide it, I will move it how high I want it to jump to. So whenever you change the position of your character in this stage, you see that the position in this your blocks to change. Don't want it to stay close here, so I will adjust this one here so that it will not be close to the edge. All right, so let's stand here. We'll take this one up and drop it this height. Then let's glide it to that height and give it a 0.5 second gliding power, gliding speed. Then let's bring it back to the ground to this point. So now if you check out now, all right, this now simple. Then for the wand, let's delete this card. We don't need this card. What is this card doing here? So for the wand, we are going to also give you the code for it to work. So we are going to still use the same code to control it. So let's say when space key pressed, so let them run on the same instruction. When space key pressed, let's give it ability to perform action by itself and repeatedly. Ability to perform the action by itself and repeatedly. So I'm going to go to my control and say forever. Forever, what should happen? Let you repeat. Let me repeat the action. Let's say 180 times. So we're going to be repeating. We are going to we are going to set our position. Now look at this. Whenever movement is being made from the left to the right, the movement is being changed on the x-axis. We have what is called a x-axis and the y-axis. So whenever movement is being changed from left to right, the x-axis and the y-axis is where the movement is being taken place. While when the movement is moving from up to down or down to up, the movement is being taken place on the y-axis. Now, so on the we are going to in this now we are going to say we are going to set our x-axis because it's going to set the position where it's going to stand. So when you're setting your x-axis, when you're talking about your x-axis, the one by your right is positive, the one by your left is negative. Whenever it's reduced to the left, that is negative. But whenever it's going to the right, that's positive. So what we're going to do right now is simple. We're going to scroll down and see set x. So we're going to say set x to now our screen here, the entire of this your stage from the left to the right is 240 degree. So we can set it more than 240 degree. Let's give it 300. Then let's give it a repetition of 180, and let's ask it to change because it's going to be moving from that angle. So we're going to change x by, let's say, minus 5. Also, if I do this, it's moving. So look at this now, it's too slow. So let me give it a speed of minus 10. Let's see what happens. It's staying too long. So what I'll just do is, what I'll do now is I'm going to reduce this repetition time, reduce to 80. Let me reduce it. All right. So I'm going to be timing this. The 8 is too much too, so I'm going to reduce it to 50. Reduce to 50 and see what happens. See now the one is no more waiting. All right. Okay. So let me change for the dinosaur. So I will use when up arrow key pressed, so that I use my dinosaur. When I use my spacebar to start the game, I use my up arrow to control the dinosaur. So when I press my spacebar key, the game starts to play. The wand moves, but when I press my up arrow, the dinosaur jumps. So now I want to do something right now. I want to make it to stop if it touches the dinosaur. So I can just when space key pressed, forever. I will say forever. Now we'll come here forever, and then I will use my if to control, give it a condition. What happened? I come to my sensing. Say if touching what? Drop it here. Touching what? I'm talking about the dinosaur now. If touching the wand, what should stop? I go to my control. What should happen? As I will say stop all. So if he, I cannot give it a statement. So let's play the game now. This is going to be interesting. So I jump. Ah, sorry. All right, let's go in this costume now. As it's gliding, okay, let's see if we can ask it to change the character. All right, so it looks. Let's say next costume. You see, it's changing. It changes the character. All right, that's good. So that's simply a dinosaur jumping and a ballerina dancing game. Start creating something. And very importantly, please, please, and please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.